Hello children, welcome back. So shall we continue with lesson number 7, packing? Before we continue, shall we quickly recapitulate what we have done in the last 2 modules? So it was all about 3 men who were all, one is Jerome, another one is George, then Harris. 3 of them have planned to sail because they were fed up of their work status in the office. Then it was all about the packing. So who took the responsibility of the whole packing of the baggage? It was the narrator, he himself, Jerome K. Jerome. He took care. Then many humorous incidents we have come across while he was packing. If he has forgotten to pack his boots, then he was just thinking whether he has put his toothbrush inside or not. Then he had described his memories and experiences what he had before about his toothbrush. Isn't it, children? Then the way he was packing, then the way he was closing the baggage also, everything was being told. And his previous experience having staying with somebody who used to give all the work to Jerome and used to sit and observe how Jerome works it. And he calls it that it's so irritating. So therein somehow he could complete the packing. Then it was the turn of George and Harris to start their package. And what did they accept to pack? They accepted to pack the hampers of the food. So whenever we go on a trip, children, it's obvious that we carry a lot of food stuff along with us. Usually, it's a human tendency. All of us, we like to have a lot of junk and all out of snacks and all, especially when we are on touring. And in this case, as they were sailing, when they are in the water, in the boat, so they cannot fetch anything. They cannot really buy anything because there won't be any outlets, right, children? If it is a train or a bus or like you are boarding on a flight or something, everything is available there and then you can have it. But in the case of sailing, as the food would not be available, they had to pack the whole of the food, whatever they needed for the whole of touring. So now the turn of George and Harris to pack the food in the hampers. Hampers are nothing but the baskets, open baskets. So now let's see what happens. So till now we have come across only 3 characters and still another last character which is still with us, that is Montmorency the dog, right children? You haven't forgotten, I believe. So now we shall see what did it help and how did it help and what was its contribution also in this episode. So all of you please open your textbooks and also have your running notes along. Let's carry on from 8th paragraph. So they began in a light-hearted spirit, evidently intending to show me how to do it. Of course, when they asked Jerome to just be seated cool, and when they started, their intention was to let Jerome realize that packing is not that hard task to do it. So intention. Their main intention was to let Jerome realize that everybody can do it. It's not a big task to do it. I made no comment. I only waited, with the exception of George. Harris is the worst packer in this world. And I looked at the piles of plates and cups and kettles and bottles and jars and pies and stoves and cakes and tomatoes, etc. So see the list of the things what they had to pack. And look at the way they have ordered them also. They have mixed up all the food items and crockery and other objects also. Usually whenever we pack any of the things, first of all we categorize them, like food is somewhere and like crockery is somewhere and other objects like knife or any sharp edged ones separately we shall pack, right children? But here you see the way he is just mentioning all the things. So when George and Harris were looking at Jerome, as if just watch how happily and how perfectly we shall pack the bags, the baskets carrying the food. Then he did not make any comment, or Jerome, because he knew that both of them were the worst packers. They really did not know how to pack. This is what is the conclusion made by Jerome. He said that, no, I know that. Anyhow, they will do it. And they will make some nonsense. They will make some nuisance while packing. Then he looked at the things what are all were there to be packed. So they listed the things. Piles of plates and cups, kettles and bottles, jars and pies and stoves. Pies are the eatables in between. Pies you all know, like baked, like bickies kind of a thing, you will get it where you can fill it up with any of your choices of filling. Like usually you can like a choco pie or something, you eat it, right children? It's filled with chocolate. And cakes and tomatoes. So what a combination, see. Cakes and tomatoes. Is it like cakes could have been paired up with pies actually, right children? Because they are all baked things and eatables as it is. And tomatoes are raw tomatoes. So all these things they need to pack. So Jerome was just sitting aside and he would like to enjoy the scene now. That he would like to see that how efficiently and how perfectly, how properly they will manage to pack all these things by putting them in the hampers. So he was just waiting for some nuisance and some nonsense to happen there. And I felt that the thing would soon become exciting. So what do you mean by exciting here, children? Because he was expecting something to go wrong there. Because he definitely knew before that George and Harris also not that good packers. So they would do something wrong. Because while he was just putting back the shoes which he hadn't packed, then he could see one of his friends laughing at him, which was quite irritating for him, right children? So now it is the time for him to take revenge. Then he was waiting for the moment. It did. So it did happen. They started with breaking a cup. So the procedure started. Procedure of creating some nonsense while packing the food started with what? Breaking a cup. Because it's a crockery. It's a breakable item. So it broke into pieces. That was the first thing they did. They did that just to show what they could do and to get you interested. So they say that, he says that, they have done it to show me that they're putting their hard effort to pack all the things. It's not that easy. So as they were completely intending them to just put all the things inside, as being so busy, they just have broken one of the cups to only show off that they are putting their hard effort. Then Harris packed the strawberry jam on the top of a tomato and squashed it. So please try to understand. Strawberry jam would be in a jar, right children? Because we don't carry any of the jams in a like cover or a bag, any of the things. So what did he do? How did he pack? It was Harris to pack. He put all the tomatoes first, and upon them, above them, upon them, covering all the tomatoes, he put the heavy strawberry jar on them. So what would happen? Of course, the tomatoes were crushed. Tomatoes were crushed. So what would become, what would it become when it is crushed, children? Usually you will see the juice coming out of it. That's the reason why is it calling it as a, action is called as a squashed. So they were completely crushed. And they had to pick up the tomato with a teaspoon. So they are just describing. Try to visualize, children. As there were tomatoes in the hampers and he put the strawberry jam bottle on it, and so with the a weight, this could not take the weight. The tomatoes were crushed and they were just completely crushed, and it was so messy. It was so messy that he had to take each one of the tomatoes which were crushed with the help of the spoon. So because it was like semi-liquid kind of a status. Then it was George's turn. So this was done by Harris. So what did Harris do? He squashed all the tomatoes. Then now it is turn for the George to do something wrong. And then it was George's turn, and he trod on the butter. Oh God, how messy now you see, children. Now George, he said that he felt that he is not that perfect and all he had to prove here. How Jerome had commented. Then what did he do? He trod on the butter. Trodding is nothing but stepping. Unknowingly, as he hasn't seen that there was butter on the floor which was packed, he put his feet on the butter. I did not say anything. So Jerome wanted only to watch the show. How does it go on? Because he would like to only watch and enjoy how would they pack. So he did not comment, and he would not even alert them that it was George to trod on the butter. He did not say. But I came over and sat on the edge of the table and watched them. So what did Jerome do? Jerome came much more closer to these two friends to watch. That action of Jerome would have definitely made these two, George and Harris, to realize that something might have been wrong. You all can just look at the picture in your textbook also. They just clearly have shown that two, Harris and George were packing, and whereas you can see Jerome sitting, coming close to them. And it irritated them more than anything I could have said. So of course it was his intention, it was Jerome's intention to only irritate George and Harris. And then he was succeeded in his work. It of course had irritated them. I felt that it made them nervous and excited also. He felt that not only they were irritated, but also they were nervous and excited. They stepped on things. So now you see further what are all the things they would do. They stepped on things. All the things were scattered there around them, whereas they were planning to put them all in the hampers, adjust them all in the hampers properly. So all the things were just around them. So what did they do? Being in a hurry, they started stepping on all the things and started moving here and there, running here and there. Put things behind them, and some of the things were behind them also, because as I said that they spread all the things around them. So some of the things were behind them also, and they could not find them when they wanted them. So when they were just like planning to pack that particular thing which was kept behind them, as they have really forgotten, so they started for searching. For example, they had to like put something, a packet of like, or a bunch of bananas or something, whatever you think. Then they start searching because they were there very much behind them itself. But being in a hurry, they just have forgotten that they placed them there, and they were just wasting time in search of the things which were very much there around them only. And they could not find them where they wanted them, and they packed the pies at the bottom. So see children, pies are very like soft, you know, as soon as you put them in your mouth, they start melting it. Isn't it? They are baked, they are so soft and gentle. But look the way they just packed it. Like how Harris did, tomatoes he put first and then the jar on it, right? Similarly, even here also, what did they do? Pies were packed first. Pies were put in the hamper first. Then heavy things on the top. Then they started putting all the heavy things on the top above the pies and smash the pies in. So of course what damage had to be done is done. So pies were all smashed. They upset salt over everything. So they even carried, like they thought of carrying salt also along with them. Then what did they do? They sprinkled the salt everywhere. They were just in a hurry, so they put the salt. They just sprinkle everywhere the salt, or they littered everywhere the salt. And as far as the butter as well, so even the butter also, butter and salt together. I never saw two men do more with 1 and 2 pence worth of butter in my whole life than they did. So here you will underline this phrase, children. 1 and 2 pence is nothing but like I was just thinking that the way they were making the whole environment messy, as you all remember, it was George to trod on the butter. So butter got stick to his footwear, right children? So with the same footwear he was just moving around, he was just running around to find the things, right? So it was completely being, how butter would look, you all know it is so sticky because it has a lot of oil and fat in it, right children? Then he started making the whole environment sticky. Then he was commenting that I have never seen such people who were doing a lot of messy thing which is very less worthy. Like it is of 1 or 2 pence only. For the very lower cost we get the butter, and the way they would like doing the messy thing with this butter. So I haven't seen such people who were doing all this nonsense. After George had got it off his slipper, they tried to put it in the kettle. We all feel ghee, we say, we comment, right children? So once the butter got stick to the slippers, if at all we realize, what do? Immediately? We immediately put it in the bin. Do we ever get even an idea that we can use it? Of course not. But look at these funny guys, you know. They immediately, what did they do? When they realized that it was only stick to the slippers, they removed it and they started putting it in a kettle to store it and take it along. And as they were trying to put the butter inside the kettle, they were unable to put it in. And that would not come out. And if at all it was getting stuck in between. Then when they are trying to take it out also, it was not coming out. So they had a lot of trouble putting the butter in the kettle. They did scrape it out at last and put it down on a chair. Then finally somehow, you know, they, like after their hard efforts, as the butter has a feature of melting due to the hot environment, then maybe that's what we need to assume. And finally they could take out the butter. Then what did they do? Will anybody be placing the butter on a chair any time? No. But these people are different. They are very different, odd ones, right? So what did they do? Where did they place the butter? Immediately after taking the butter from the kettle, they put it on a chair. And Harris sat on it. So it was George to keep the butter on the chair. Who sat on it? Harris. Now the original scene you will all see, which is so funny. And it stuck to him. Of course, when somebody sits on the butter, it gets stick, right, children? So it got stuck to his back. And they went looking for it all over room. So see the funniest thing. George did not see that Harris was sitting there, right? So George did not know that Harris was sitting there, and Harris, he himself did not realize that he has sat on the butter. Then both the fools, they were just searching for the butter around. Where is the butter? Where is the butter? Because butter is already taken from the kettle. And George kept it on a chair. And he saw, who sat there? Harris sat on the chair. Then both of them started running here and there in search of what? Butter again. Then I will take my oath. I put it down on that chair, said George. Then George says that, I remember. I definitely remember after taking the butter from the kettle, I put it only on the chair, he says, by pointing out another chair which was empty. Because nobody would even think of that, that somebody will sit on the butter. Then he was just pointing out on one of the vacant chairs, showing that, no, I promise, I take oath, I promise, that I kept the butter on that chair only. I saw you do it myself not a minute ago. Even Harris is supporting. Yes, of course, George, even I have seen you putting the butter on a chair. I have seen you putting the butter. Then where is the butter now? Then they started round the room again looking for it, and then they met again in the center and stared at one another. Then they just move around, just ran around, then finally they have come one to another facing each other. Then what happened then? Most extraordinary thing I ever heard of, George says. Oh my God, some magical thing might have happened. I just left it on the chair and now I don't see it. Extraordinary thing. Then see Harris come and saying that, yes, it is mysterious too. Yes, some mystery might be there. Who might have taken the butter? It's mysteries. It's quite mysterious. Then George got round at the back of Harris and saw it. Then as part of his own, search, as he went behind Harris, then he found the butter getting stick to Harris. Why here it is all the time, he exclaimed indignantly. Then immediately George exclaimed, George commented that, oh come on, whatever the way we were searching, it's all here. Pointing out at his back. Where? Cried Harris, spinning round. Then Harris was just wondering, he was just surprised. When he's not able to see, how come George could see where the butter is? Then immediately he spinned, in the sense he moved around. He just spinned round. Stand still. Can't you roar, George? Like in the sentence you see the children here, why it is all the time, he exclaimed indignantly. There is a word used. Indignantly is nothing but, it is an expression of anger. Whenever somebody is very angry with others, they will use the voice, they will express it indignantly. They did not give that honor to the other person. Whereas he might have definitely committed some error, some mistake. So that's how he said, and even he was very angry also. He said he just roared, can't you just stand still? And they got it off and packed it in the teapot. Finally again they took the butter and they put it in the teapot. So see, first the butter got stick to the slippers, then again it got it was kept on the chair, and again it got stick to Harris' back, right? Then again, even then they did not want to leave the butter, which is of very less cost. If it is wasted also, nothing goes wrong. But even then they want to take it along. Finally they put it where? In the teapot. So let's continue further in the next session, children. So in last two modules we have come to know about the packing and how Jerome had created a lot of nuisance while packing the baggage. And then today's module we have come across many funny incidents with what? With the strawberry jam and tomatoes, squashed tomatoes, right? And here with the butter as well. So we shall further see what would happen in the next module. So please attempt all the questions given in your worksheets, and let's meet in the next session. Goodbye, children.